Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building another family home, and this time it's a mermaid's family house, which I am very excited about because I feel like all summer I really haven't built anything that summery. I mean, I furnished my little tropical house, one of my SimLicy Save starter houses, but I didn't like build it completely because I built it a long time ago. I just furnished it recently, and I just haven't really done anything this summer that I feel like is super tropical and summery and, you know, just all that kind of stuff. And so I was thinking, what could I build that would make me feel summery, or at least fulfill this desire I had to build something summery? And I thought about a mermaid's house because really I've only built like 4 things for mermaids, 3 things for mermaids. I did the Mermaid 100 baby house, and I loved that build. That was the only other family home that I've done for mermaids, and I loved that one. And then I think I did 2 single mermaid beach houses, and then I did 1 apartment. So yeah, it's only 4 things. It's not nearly enough because mermaid houses are so much fun, and you can, I think, get really creative with color. I mean, you can do that in any build, but I feel like it's just a little bit easier when you're building for something that doesn't exist, like a mermaid. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But that's what I wanted to do, just build something bright and colorful and feel really tropical and like it belongs to a family of mermaids. So this house ends up actually being pretty big. I was really kind of surprised. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be a small house, but I didn't think I was going to be able to fit as many bedrooms as I did. I did fit 4 bedrooms. There's a toddler's room, a kid's room. In the kid's room, I did put 2 beds. I think they're twins, but I mean, I feel like I've done a lot of things for twins recently. So if you want to play in this house and you don't want twins, I don't blame you, but I did put 2 beds in there if you would like twins, and then a teenager's room, and then a parent's bedroom. So you can fit a lot of Sims in here. The actual living area though isn't that big, but if they are a family of mermaids, they probably spend the majority of their time outside anyway, so I wasn't too bothered by it. And plus, I mean, they have everything that they need, even though the living area is kind of small. There's a kitchen, a dining room, there's a living room, and then also this build does have 2 bathrooms. They're both downstairs. I wasn't able to fit one upstairs, which I was kind of not too excited about. I do like you know, there to be a bathroom on each floor of a build, but I don't know, I wasn't too worried about it. It did kind of work out, I think. And yeah, anyways, you can see the shape of the build has, I think, pretty much came together. I'm just figuring out the colors, and I love the shape of it. I think it's super fun with the swimming pool on the back. I do kind of simplify this deck space here. It was just looking too busy, and I don't know, I just felt like it was a bit too much for what I needed. And then here, moving on to the floor plan, I had a weird glitch right there where I couldn't delete the wall, but if I made a room, then I could delete the wall. I don't know what it was about, but kind of strange. But it took me a little while to actually figure out where to put the staircase, and it's not in the best location, but I think it kind of works. I don't hate it, but it wouldn't be my first choice if I could have figured something else out. I put it right here by the window, and then I end up putting the dining table on the other side of it. It's kind of cool though. I don't know, it's a bit different, but looking back, it actually reminds me of my grandparents' old house from when I was a child, because they had like a staircase that went down to their 2nd floor right by their dining table, and I didn't think about this while I was building it, but now that I am, I actually really like it because I loved my grandparents' house. It was so interesting. It was one of those houses that looks like it's a single-story house when you pull up to it because it's built on the side of a hill, and so their 2nd floor was below their 1st floor instead of, you know, on the 2nd story. It was so cool. I really loved that house, and it was so interesting, and I can't believe I didn't remember it while I was building this, because I would have been a lot more happy with the placement of the stairs. But anyways, here you can see I'm picking out the flooring. I love the tile that came with Jungle Adventure. It is absolutely like perfect, I think, for a mermaid because it has the turquoise colors and like the purple hues and pinks. It's like, I don't know, screams mermaid to me. So I think I actually used it in one of the other mermaid builds, maybe 2 of them, I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, I kind of had to use it again because it's too perfect not to use. But other than that, I really just wanted this build to feel really tropical and beachy and feel like a mermaid family belongs living here. And I don't really know exactly what mermaid colors should be, but whenever I think of mermaids, I always think of like pinks and purples. So I wanted to use a lot of those colors, and then also turquoise and sandy tones. So the wood tones that I tried to use are mostly sandy colored, and then I used a lot of turquoise for like furniture and decorations and lots of things throughout the build. I even use these turquoise couches. I do end up moving them over to this side balcony on the side of the build because I really wanted to have like a barbecue area and like a play area for the kids and more just space, and I felt like the couch and table and stuff just took up way too much space. And plus, once I grabbed this little kiddie pool, I was like, okay, I have to use this one because it's super tropical, and I knew I wanted to have a toddler in the build and they can't swim in the actual swimming pool. So yeah, it was pretty perfect. And then on the lower deck area, I have a couple of lounge chairs with a nice little shaded thing and then a table with a lemonade pitcher, and I just really like doing that. I think I've done that in the majority of the builds, not just for mermaids, but builds that I've done in this world, because I just love the idea of being able to lay on one of those lounge chairs and like just look at the ocean and the sunset. It's like so pretty, especially in this part of the world. The sunsets here are like amazing. Like it makes me want to go on a tropical vacation now, but that's definitely not going to happen. But anyways, here I'm just doing a little bit of landscaping. On the backs of these tropical builds, there's not really much you could do because it's all just water. It's not like you have a yard space. And so I'm just using some of the live edit objects that came with Island Living just to make it feel a little bit more detailed and just like there's a little bit more going on. And then as for the front of the lot, I do add quite a bit of landscaping, and I mostly tried to mimic what I saw around the lot, which is typically what I do in most builds. Just try to make them feel like they belong in their world. And the only thing that I think I added that doesn't really go with that are these hedges, because it probably doesn't look that realistic to have like hedges right on the edge of the beach. But once I placed them, I was like, oh, they're so cute. And I don't know, I think it actually works really nicely. So I was pretty happy with it. And then out here in the front, I do have a swing set, a fire pit, and then I do put a bench by the fire pit so whoever's cooking can, you know, sit there and relax while, you know, the food is getting ready or whatever you want to do. And yeah, I think that's basically all of the activities I do have for the front. Actually, I think I end up placing a chess table on the front porch area just to add another activity there. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. It's actually been a little while since I built this. I've been very eager to share it, but I've been kind of busy this week, so that's why there hasn't been videos for a few days, but I did want to have this up sooner, but that's just not how it worked, so I'm sharing it now. But hopefully you guys do like it anyways. But here I was adding that chess table to the front porch, and thankfully we do have one that's in that perfect like sandy wood tone that matches like the exterior siding and those chairs like perfectly. I think I actually end up waiting a little while to add more decorations here on the back because I couldn't quite figure out like how I wanted to do the dining area and the barbecue area, but I end up sorting that out at the very end of the video. But now we're moving on to the interior. So for the interior, like I said, I wanted it to feel tropical and mermaidy. And so yeah, I just tried to pick bright colors that I felt were very beachy, and I love this wicker furniture so much, and the pink cushions are adorable. And I decided to go with these ones because I don't think I've actually used them in this swatch. I think for the other mermaid houses I've used maybe another swatch or a different couch. I think the other couch that came in this pack. So I think this pink color is like so perfect. I love that corally pink and then the baby pink. It's super adorable. And then yeah, other than that, for the living room, I think I placed a shelf on the wall, and then I do have an accent wall over here, and I think it's the only accent wall in the build. The rest of the walls are white, and I didn't want to take away too much from the furniture, but the room just felt a bit plain without adding an accent wall in here, and I think the wood tone just looked really pretty. So yeah, and then I also add a couple of those like tiki wall mounts. I thought that was pretty nice. And I do add like a little like entryway area because I feel like that's pretty much tradition now with any of my builds, to add like a mirror and a coat rack by the front door to any build, and also the umbrella rack too. So that's right there by the front. And then this is the shelf that I was talking about. It recently came in the eco lifestyle pack, and I really haven't got too many opportunities to use it. I think maybe I've used it once or twice since that pack was released, and so I thought it was actually pretty nice in here because some of the decorations felt a little bit beachy to me. But here I'm working on the kitchen, and I absolutely love the kitchen. It's probably my favorite part of the build because I love the turquoise stove and refrigerator. They came with Jungle Adventure, and they're so pretty, and the color was just like so perfect. And I tried to add a few decorations here in the kitchen just to make it feel, you know, lived in and cluttered up a little bit, but not too cluttered to where it's not going to be usable. So I do leave most of the island free, and then also the counter to the left of the stove free. So hopefully everything works just as it should. I have played in this build a little bit, but I'll make sure just to test the kitchen really quick before I upload it to the gallery. I actually was trying to pick out a rug here to put on either side of the island in front of the sink and the stove, and I couldn't find one that I liked, so I ended up leaving it plain. And I think I actually like it more because you can see more of the tile rather than covering it up with a rug, so I'm actually really happy with it. And then over here is the dining table. I love the dining table because the wicker chairs with the wood, they're so pretty. I just love all of the wicker furniture so much. I want wicker furniture in real life, probably not for my living room, but I want like an outdoor patio set, and I really want a table and like 2 chairs to put on my little front porch area. I haven't found any yet. I mean, I've found ones that you can buy brand new, but I don't want to spend a lot of money. So I've been trying to find, you know, some on like Facebook Marketplace and things like that because I don't know, I just really want some. So I will live vicariously through my Sims. But here I'm decorating the first bathroom. So both of the bathrooms are shared bathrooms. I didn't do an ensuite, so this one's closest to the toddler room and the kids room, and the other one's gonna be closest to the parents room and the teens room. But this one's a little bit smaller. The other one does have a stand-up like shower and tub combo, so the toddler can take a bath in there, and I think the toddler potty's also in there, so it's too bad it's not closer to the actual toddler's bedroom. But here I'm decorating the hallways, and the hallways for me were actually really difficult to decorate because I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like there was so much wall space, and I was struggling kind of finding decorations to make it feel like it was decorated. But I don't know, hallways are probably some of the most difficult places to decorate, at least for me anyways. I find them always kind of a challenge. Every once in a while there's a build where things just kind of work out perfectly and I'm like, oh, the hallway looks amazing, but I feel like that's a very rare case. But anyways, here you can see I'm just finishing up the second bathroom. I just went ahead and decorated it right away after finishing the other one because I knew I wanted them to look basically identical, and so it's just easier to do them one after another, I guess. But over here is going to be the toddler's room. I absolutely love the toddler's room. It's so cute. I love the colorful wallpaper, and I pretty much had to use this toddler bed. At first I was like, I don't really think it like fits the build necessarily, but then I got to looking at the little decorations on the toddler bed, and that little kind of like hanging mobile thing, it looks like it could be seashells and like a little starfish or something, and I was like, oh, it's so mermaidy. So I thought it was like really perfect. And other than that, I just wanted to have toys in here. Of course, I did size down the dollhouse so it was a bit more manageable. And then there's a toy box in here, a little chair, and some decorations up on the wall, and a bookcase. And I don't know, I think it's super cute. I kind of struggled with what to place along this wall. I really like this wall hanging decoration with like, they look like mirrors that like the glass has been taken out of and then replaced with pictures. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I think that's kind of how they look to me anyways. And I really liked those, but then I felt like it kind of looked weird with a picture to the left of the bed, but thankfully I got it all sorted, and I ended up placing the little this little birth certificate. I couldn't think of the word for it for a second, but I placed the birth certificate underneath a shelf, and then I thought that shelf was like really perfect, so I think it came together. But over here is going to be the kids' room. So like I mentioned, there's going to be 2 beds in here. I was thinking twins, but you don't have to play with twins because yeah, I think I've been doing a lot of builds that have twins recently, or at least a lot of builds where kids share a room, but I feel like that's very like a realistic scenario. I thankfully did not have to share a room when I was a kid, but a lot of my friends did have to share rooms with their siblings. But I love this room. It's so blue. I was kind of wondering, I'm like, am I going a bit like overboard with the blue color? But it just felt like so oceany to me, and I just imagine these kids just love the water, and this wallpaper was so perfect because the border around the room looks like waves. Oh, it was too much for me. I thought it was so cool. And then I do have like a few hints of green with that stuffed animal and the building block table and then one of the airplane pictures. So I think that adds a bit more variety to the colors, but it's still very blue. And then over here is going to be the teenager's room. At first I had no idea like what direction I wanted to go for. I was just gonna do a very like neutral, like teens room, kind of like try to do something where any personality could be in here. But then, I don't know, I kind of went a very musical route, which I feel like is a theme that I've done like a lot with teenagers, so forgive me, I need to be more creative. But there's just so many cool musical decorations. I gave them a microphone, a guitar, I put some amps in here. And I also feel like that that bookcase that we got from the Moschino stuff pack, it looks like it has like records or something on it, so it always feels very musical to me as well. So yeah, I placed that in here, and they have a mirror, and I love that mirror because it has a couple of stickers on it, so I figured, you know, they have like a boyfriend or girlfriend and they have their picture up in the corner of the mirror. I don't know, I really, I've been getting pretty carried away. I feel like when thinking about personalities for kids and like teenagers and even grandparents, but like I've mentioned, I've really struggled with thinking of personalities for parents recently. I don't know what my problem is, but I just like can't think of what they do for hobbies or careers or anything. And I feel like this build really wasn't any different. So sadly, the parents' room is, I mean, it's still very tropical. It still feels like a mermaid's bedroom. And of course they have a view of the pool, which is like super cool. But as far as like their actual hobbies and personalities, I'm not sure. I don't know. So I did ask you guys to leave me some ideas in my last apartment renovation. And I'm gonna have to ask you guys again because I'm just really stumped on adult Sims at the moment. So bear with me, but I'll be reading through your guys' comments trying to get ideas because I need them desperately. But there I'm just adding those amps that I think we got with Moschino stuff, if I remember correctly, but I thought those were pretty perfect to put in the teenager's room because it looks like they could be functional amps, but they just work as radios. But here I'm moving on to the exterior. I add the barbecue, like I said, and then an outdoor dining table. I thought this table was like perfect. I was so happy I thought of it. But yeah, this is it for the build. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and hopefully you guys do enjoy the screenshots. So thank you so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!